Dear women, please understand with our men that some may not remember the dates, they may not remember the events, the names. It doesn't mean they did not take it seriously. It doesn't mean it's not important to them. It's just how they were made. Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Ennis Olorunipa, a medical doctor and communication expert. Alright, so this video today is a follow-up video on the one I made last week on what women need you to know as a man. So things you should know about a woman, the differences between the man and the woman. And last week I was focused on the men. But today it will be a more balanced communication as I'm sharing 5 things your partner would want you to understand about them. 5 things your partner would want you to understand about them. The first one is emotion. Now, women and men express emotions differently. But before the expression, let me talk about the emotional sensitivity. So women are more sensitive emotionally compared to men. Now, I'm using different parts of the brain to explain why these changes occur or why these differences occur. So in women, I'm not going to bore you with the details of the medical explanation, but I'll give you the names just to help you understand why these differences occur. So in women, they have a larger limbic system, which is the part of the brain responsible for emotions. So while men have a smaller one, and because of that, the women are more sensitive emotionally. A woman can look at the husband or the partner and pick out signals even without him saying anything. She can understand the sign languages, his facial expression, and most times women expect the men to have the same understanding, but the women should understand that men don't have as large a limbic system like you do. So the man may not understand your signals, may not understand the signs, the eye rolling, the body language. Sometimes women find it difficult to grasp why he just can't see what I'm trying to communicate to him without saying it verbally. So the nonverbal signs are not obvious to men, but they are to women. But of course, in a relationship, the man, knowing that the women are more sensitive emotionally, you two should make efforts to improve your emotional sensitivity. All right. Also under emotions is the expressiveness, how women express emotions. Women, they could cry about it. You know, you could see it all over their face with their actions. But men know how to hold in their emotions. Now, there's a part of the brain called the insula, and that is responsible for this. So the insular women, there's greater function in the insula, in the part of the brain for women, while for men, it is less functional. And that's why women are more expressive emotionally. It doesn't mean they are weaker, they are just more expressive. And that's also what makes women more empathetic than men. You see, sometimes some men don't show emotion, even to other people. But women generally are more empathetic. And the reason is because of the insula in the brain. The second one is memory. Now, I'm sure many men are familiar with this. Women have a great retentive memory. They can pick up things that happened 3 years ago, 5 years ago, even longer than that. They can remember dates, events, remember names, faces that probably the man would not easily remember. And because the woman's hippocampus, a part of the brain responsible for memory storage, is that there's greater activity in that part of the brain for women than for men. So, dear women, please understand with our men that some may not remember the dates, they may not remember the events, the names. It doesn't mean they did not take it seriously. It doesn't mean it's not important to them. It's just how they were made. But as a man, you also make efforts, understanding that you might not remember. You can use your calendar, you can use reminders. And please, women, when they do remember, please appreciate them because it took effort from them to remember those things. Then, of course, as the man, do not don't be surprised now when your wife or your partner brings up discussions from previous years, things that happened in the past. You have moved on from it, you've forgotten about it, but just the way she's wired, she still remembers. So when she says it, she might not really be meaning to let you know that she still remembers it, but it just comes out because her brain has the capacity to remember it. All right? The third one is multitasking. Women can multitask. Most times, men do not multitask. When they are trying to multitask, many men, there's a deficiency in one or more. You see, but women can be doing many things at the same time and they will all be effective. In the brain, men have more gray matter, while women have more white matter. Okay, so these are parts of the brain. Now, the white matter is responsible for connections of different parts of the brain, while the gray matter usually is located in one part of the brain. Okay, so what happens is that men tend to focus solely on one task at a time. That's why when probably your husband is typing on the phone and you're telling him something, he might miss out some things and you're wondering, why are you not listening to me? It's because he can barely do more than one thing at a time. But that one that he does it well. But women can multitask. They're taking care of the kids, bathing the kids, they're cooking at the same time, they are, writing something at the same time, they're getting ready, getting dressed for work. They can multitask and they will do everything well. So she's listening to you, she's writing, she can do all of that. So they have a greater capacity to multitask compared to men. So both men and women should acknowledge the differences, and of course the man should also. That's why you see sometimes you're asking your husband to help take care of the kids, and while he's taking care of the kids, you're asking, can you help me get this? And he's saying, how many things do you want me to do? Because he's already overwhelmed with that one task he's doing. But you do the same thing and even more every day, and you just get on with it. So that's a major difference between men and women. That leads into the next one. The fourth one, women talk more than men. I'm sure many men can testify to this. Even the most quiet woman will talk a lot with her husband, even if she's not talking outside. Because women tend to have more verbal centers in the brain than the men. You see, in the brain, you have the left and the right hemisphere. Women tend to have verbal centers in both hemispheres, while men tend to have in just the left hemisphere. So you can understand why she loves to talk more. So don't blame her for it. Like I said in the previous video, just enjoy it, listen to it, be patient with her, and everything will be fine. The fifth and the final one for this video is, can you guess? All right, the fifth one is that women most times don't always mean what they say. Now remember that they tend to have verbal centers in both hemispheres. So women always tend to connect their verbal centers to their emotions, to their memory, to their feelings. That's why do not always take their words for it, especially when they are upset. Now, a woman can be angry about something, and while she's speaking, expressing herself, she can say something like, you don't love me anymore, or you don't care about me anymore. Now, remember in the previous video, I told you that men are logical. They reason logically. So when you say you don't love me anymore, he is blown away. Because men, on the other hand, everything you say, they read it as you mean it. You see, so they don't think you're saying something else. Their brain is programmed to think that's exactly what you mean. But women do not always mean what they say. when they are angry, especially. So when she says she don't love me, she doesn't mean it in the context of you don't love me at all. No, she means for what happened right now because of this incident. So the you don't love me doesn't mean for everything. But the man is thinking, you mean she thinks I don't love her despite all we've shared together, all I've done. And he's, so he could take it so far. But men, dear men, women do not always mean what they say. So you don't have to take it to heart too many times. All right, so just talk about it and be easy to let it go. Even because the man could be thinking about it again and again. He's thinking, if she's saying I don't love her, sometimes he's even confused. But then these are differences between you and your partner, your female partner. So the women also appreciate the differences, acknowledge them, and of course you both should also make efforts to improve so that the gap is not so wide and the partner can see that you're making efforts to actually get better with it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've not watched the previous video, please click the link showing right now above the screen to watch it, and of course subscribe to this channel for other amazing content. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, leave a comment. Let me know if you have a similar experience or a different one. Let me know if there's something else you also want to add about the difference between men and women. Let's get talking in the comment section. Thank you, God bless you, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.